Hello everybody. Please unwind and allow this original story featuring Midna from Zelda Twilight Princess to whisk you into a relaxing slumber. If you'd like a continuation of the story, please be sure to let me know in the comments. Without further ado, please enjoy the video. Softly whispered winds rustled the leaves of the ancient trees as Midna pondered in her mind of the time she had spent in Hyrule. The mirror of Twilight shattered. It was thought that all connections with the land of Hyrule had been severed. An irreversible shattering of the bridge that connects the lands of light and of twilight. She found herself in the familiar expanse of Ordon Village, bathed in the warm hues of the setting sun. Midna's ethereal form shimmered as she walked through the village streets, memories of her past adventures flickering in her mind. She passed by the cozy homes where lanterns were being lit, casting a warm and inviting glow. The villagers went about their evening routines, their faces familiar and friendly. In the midst of this tranquil scene, a playful squirrel scuttled across a nearby fence, its tiny paws creating a rhythmic pattern that seemed to dance in harmony with the soothing twilight atmosphere. Its subtle movements were a reminder of the simple, joyful moments that existed alongside grand quests and heroic deeds. With Link, it hadn't always been sword-swinging and battle. There was more to it than just that. The squirrel's playful movements reminded Midna of the times where she and Link had gotten a chance to enjoy the relaxing qualities of Hyrule, even though it had been blanketed in never-ending twilight. The sky painted itself in shades of orange, pink, and deepening blue as the sun dipped lower. Midna couldn't help but smile as she remembered the times when she and Link had ventured through these very streets, uncovering mysteries and forging an unbreakable bond. Reaching the outskirts of the village, Midna climbed a gentle hill that overlooked the entire area. She settled herself onto the soft grass, her gaze fixed on the horizon where the twilight was beginning to cast its enchanting veil over the land. The subtle hum of twilight magic filled the air, soothing and familiar. As the stars started to twinkle into existence, Midna allowed herself to drift into her memories even further. She remembered the challenges they had faced, the laughter they had shared, and the deep connection that had grown between her and Link. The moments when they had saved Hyrule together felt like whispers of a distant dream, yet their impact remained as vivid as the twilight itself. Midna closed her eyes, letting the gentle breezes ruffle her hair, and she sighed contentedly. The air seemed to carry with it the echoes of their triumphs and the warmth of their companionship. The twilight was a tapestry of memories woven with the threads of adventure and camaraderie. As darkness settled in and the stars danced above, Midna's thoughts lingered upon Link. She wondered how he was faring in the realm of light. If he ever thought of their time together as fondly as she did. The quiet of the night embraced her, allowing her to bask in the tranquility of the moment. With a soft exhale, Midna opened her eyes, taking in the breathtaking scene before her. The twilight had deepened, casting a peaceful stillness over the land that Midna had fabricated in her mind. In this moment, the boundaries between realms seemed to blur, and Midna felt a profound sense of serenity. She knew that, even though they were apart, the twilight would forever connect her to Link and their shared journey. And so, under the canvas of the starlit sky, Midna allowed herself to rest, the memories of her time with Link wrapping around her like a comforting blanket. The winds continued to whisper, and the night embraced her in its gentle embrace, carrying her into a deep and restful slumber. As theorized by Midna, the threads of twilight magic still clung to her, woven with the memories she held dear. And as she slept, those threads would carry her to a dreamlike realm where the boundaries between worlds could be bent, and her longing for a reunion could take form. Amidst the serene setting. As the village continued its peaceful evening, Midna's thoughts turned inward. She had known, even as she shattered the mirror that had once connected their worlds, that the act would separate her from Link and the realm of Hyrule. It was a sacrifice she had made with a heavy heart, understanding that her departure was necessary to prevent any lingering darkness from taking root once again. She had chosen a personal path, one that only she could undertake, to ensure the safety and stability of both realms. Drawing upon her Twilight magic, Midna had embarked on a journey of trial and error, determined to uncover a way to bridge the gap between the two worlds. Nights were spent in quiet contemplation, and days were filled with focused experimentation. Guided by her memories and the echoes of her connection with Link, she delved into the mysteries of magic that intertwined the realms. Through her determination and perseverance, Midna's efforts yielded results. She discovered a technique that allowed her to induce a magical slumber, a state between dreams and reality, that would enable her to traverse the boundary between the Twilight realm and the realm of light. This discovery filled her with a mixture of hope and trepidation, knowing that she had found a way to reunite with Link, if only for a brief and fleeting moment. And so, as Midna settled on the grassy hill, watching the twilight deepen and the stars emerge, she closed her eyes and began to weave the threads of magic that she had painstakingly unraveled. The subtle hum of her Twilight magic intermingled with the whispers of twilight, creating an enchanting melody that resonated with the very essence of her being. As the magic took hold, Midna felt herself drifting, the boundaries between worlds blurring once again. In the realm between dreams and reality, she could feel the presence of the realm of light beckoning her. It was a place where she could stand beside Link once more, if only for a brief, precious moment, to rekindle their connection and share the unspoken words that had lingered between them. And as the stars shone above and the twilight embraced her, Midna's form began to shimmer with a newfound brilliance. Could she have found a way back to the realm of light, transcending the limitations of the shattered mirror at last? It felt as if Midna was descending from a boundless expanse of dark, like a deep, inky black hole pulling her into its depths. But beyond the void, there was a growing speck of brilliance, a ball of light that radiated warmth and familiarity. As she plummeted, the transition from darkness to light was mesmerizing, like a dance of twilight and dawn. Amidst her ethereal descent, a haunting deep wailing echoed through the space around her. The sound was both eerie and captivating, like the mournful cry of a creature hidden within the interplay of twilight and dusk. The vibrations of this enigmatic creature swirled around her, as if it resided just beyond the reach of her perception. Intrigued, Midna's gaze darted towards the source of the sound. Through the gradient of twilight and darkness, she caught a brief glimpse, a massive, shadowy figure lurking just at the edge of her vision. It materialized fleetingly, revealing the silhouette of a creature with a large fin, its presence almost otherworldly against the backdrop of her surreal descent. The deep, wailing cry grew louder, intensifying the mystery of the creature that shared this dreamlike realm with her. Midna's eyes remained fixed on the shadowed being, the urge to understand its nature and purpose driving her curiosity. The creature's presence seemed ancient, as if it were an embodiment of the twilight itself, carrying tales of forgotten times and hidden realms. Her descent continued, the wind rushing past her ethereal form, and her hair rustled with each passing moment. The ball of light drew nearer, its radiance enveloping her as it grew larger and more distinct. The warmth it emitted was reassuring, a beacon of connection to the realm of light she longed to revisit. Yet as Midna's fingertips brushed against the surface of the luminous sphere, her dreamlike grip on her consciousness began to wane. The enigmatic creature's deep wailing and its haunting presence faded into the distance, leaving her with a sense of fleeting wonder. With a final glimpse at the shadowed being, Midna's focus shifted to the ball of light, and the realm of dreams loosened its hold on her. Her senses blurred, twilight and light intertwining in a mesmerizing dance, and just as she felt herself slipping away from the dreamscape, a serene sense of contentment enveloped her. The memories of her journey, the warmth of her connection with Link, and the mysteries of the twilight, all of them swirled within her, carrying her towards the threshold of wakefulness. As her consciousness wavered, the realm of dreams releasing its ephemeral grasp, Midna's form began to fade from the dreamscape. The echoes of her journey remained, leaving her with a whispered promise of reunion, a connection that transcended realms and boundaries. And as the dreamscape dissolved, Midna emerged, her heart filled with newfound hope and a longing to return to the realm of light once more. In the seamless transition from her slumber to wakefulness, Midna found herself firmly planted in the realm of light. As her senses reawakened, she discovered herself reclined in a serene clearing, surrounded by the tranquility of nature. The soft rustling of leaves and the distant melody of flowing water filled the air, creating a symphony of serenity. With a soft stretch, Midna propped herself up on her elbows, her gaze taking in the scenery before her. The towering trees stood tall and proud, their branches swaying gracefully in response to the gentle breeze. Sunlight filtered through the lush foliage, casting a warm and inviting glow over the ground beneath her. Her body embraced by a gentle stream of water, softly folding around her. Recognition dawned upon her, and a sense of familiarity washed over her. This was the forest spring near Ordon village, a place she had visited during her time with Link. It felt different from her memories, as if the passage of time had added an extra layer of enchantment to the surroundings. Midna's lips curled into a gentle smile as the realization settled in. She knew she was back in the realm of light, and this was a place that held significance in her heart. She peered down at her reflection in the crystal-clear spring water, her ethereal form shimmering harmoniously with the dappled sunlight. Lying back, she allowed herself to sink into the grass, feeling the cool embrace of nature's comfort beneath her. The soothing touch of the spring's water against her body was both refreshing and rejuvenating. A contented sigh escaped her lips as she closed her eyes, surrendering to the harmonious symphony of the forest. With her gaze turned skyward, Midna's fingers brushed the surface of the spring water, sending ripples dancing across its mirrored surface. Each ripple seemed to mirror her own emotions, ripples of gratitude, connection, and the profound sense of being back where she belonged. The water flowed around her, cradling her like a mother's gentle embrace, and she allowed herself to be enveloped by the tranquility it offered. As time passed, Midna remained lost in the soothing cadence of the spring. The soft currents and the gentle rustle of leaves created an embrace of serenity around her, washing away any remnants of restlessness. The world around her seemed to fade, leaving only the calming presence of the forest spring and the cherished memories it held within its depths. And as the minutes turned into moments, Midna felt a sense of familiarity tugging at her consciousness. Her eyes fluttered open, her gaze lingering over the serene surroundings. A warm smile graced her lips as the realization settled in, a profound connection between her past and the present. This was where she and Link had first crossed paths, where their shared journey had begun. It was within the embrace of this forest that the threads of their destinies had first intertwined, setting in motion the tapestry of adventures that had led them to this point. Confusion threaded through her thoughts, a conflict between her memory and the present. When she had awakened, her form had been as solid as any being in the realm of light. Yet, now this gradual transformation into transparency was undeniable. Doubt crept in, whispering that perhaps she had remembered wrong. Had her form always been like this? She peered around her, her gaze softened by the slight translucence of her hands. The sunlight filtering through the leaves took on an ethereal quality, casting dappled patterns on the ground. As she looked out at the forest, a sense of both wonder and vulnerability washed over her. It was as though the boundaries between herself and the world were thinning, inviting her to explore the edges of her existence. A quiet sigh escaped her lips, a mixture of awe and uncertainty. She had known that her journey back to the realm of light would not be without its challenges, yet this was a phenomenon she hadn't anticipated. With a sense of determination, Midna focused on her hands, her thoughts a whirlwind of introspection. She reminded herself that this transformation was but a manifestation of her own unique nature, the intertwining of twilight and light, a bridge between two realms. As she observed her surroundings through her slightly transparent fingers, the forest seemed to take on a new perspective. The world beyond was softened, the colors muted and dreamlike. It was as if she was peering through the veil of twilight itself, a realm she had called home for so long. And yet, here she was, existing in the realm of light, her very essence blending and adapting to the harmony of her surroundings. With a renewed sense of purpose, Midna's uncertainty was replaced by a quiet resolve. She may be transitioning between realms in an unprecedented way, But she was still herself, an indomitable spirit who had faced challenges greater than this. The transparency of her form was a reminder of her unique journey, a testament to the bond she shared with both the twilight and the light. And so, as she lay beside the tranquil waters of the forest spring, her form slightly transparent, Midna embraced her newfound state of being. With every flicker of her fingers, every pulse of twilight woven into her essence, she felt a profound connection to the world around her. And in that moment, as the boundaries between herself and the realm of light blurred, she knew that her journey was far from over. As Midna lay in the tranquil embrace of the forest spring, time seemed to lose its grip on her. She pondered the moments that had passed, the ebb and flow of consciousness mingling with the soothing surroundings. How long had she been here, both awake and lost in thought? The passage of time felt elusive, like the threads of twilight itself. With a determined shift, she rose from her reclined position, her form growing increasingly transparent as she moved. She cast a wistful glance at the spring, a place that had brought her solace and reflection. Her connection to the realm of light seemed tenuous now, her presence caught between the two worlds she held dear. Her steps led her through the dense foliage, each movement causing her form to shimmer and fade. As she ventured deeper into the woods, her surroundings became a tapestry of shadows and moonlight. The trees whispered their ancient secrets, and the crickets serenaded her with their rhythmic chirping. In the distance, the faint howl of a wolf added to the melody of the night. Midna's destination came into view, an unassuming house nestled among the trees. Link's home, a place she knew well from their shared adventures. Her pace quickened, her form growing thinner with every step. She felt the twilight pulling at her, a reminder of the realm she had left behind. Approaching the house, she cast her gaze upward to the night sky. The moon hung like a radiant jewel, casting its silvery glow over the land. Its beauty was captivating, a testament to the majesty of the realm of light. Midna held her hand up to the moon, her fingers barely visible against its brilliance. The threads of twilight intertwined with the moonlight, a fleeting touch between realms. "Link," she cried out, her voice carrying through the night. The name held a mixture of longing and urgency, a plea to bridge the gap between their worlds. As she called out, her form continued to fade, like mist dissipating in the dawn. And then, with a final, heart-wrenching cry, Midna's body seemed to dissolve into the night. The threads of twilight wove around her, embracing her with an ephemeral embrace. Her presence, her essence, slipped beyond the veil of reality, leaving behind only echoes and memories. The scene shifted, as if the very fabric of existence had been rewritten. Link stirred in his sleep, his eyes fluttering open. He sat up, a sense of unease tugging at his heart. Something had changed. Something had shifted. His gaze was drawn to the window, his heart pounding as he looked out into the night. But there was nothing. Only the quiet serenity of the forest, bathed in the soft glow of moonlight.